Hi, everybody. A lot of people are doing the hashtag to Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot 2020, and I decided I'd give it a try. I can't do it a day at a time, and I can't imagine anybody that would want to sit and listen day after day to me addressing all of these 30 questions in depth and detail. So I'm going to fly through all 30 of them in one video. So the month isn't out yet, but I know all the questions. I'm just going to plow right through, and hopefully you'll appreciate my brevity, even though, some of my answers are on the boring side. Number one, what tarot goodies did the holidays bring? Two decks, in particular, among others, were the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot and the Winter Waite. Number two, top 5 tarot decks 2019. Well, I don't have 5. The top 3 that I got in 2019 and use are the RWS 2.0, the White Witch Tarot, and the Everyday Witch Tarot. The top 5 Oracle decks of 2019. The top 2 that I got and use regularly are the John Waterhouse Oracle and Patrick Valenza's Abandoned Oracle. 5 most used decks between 2010 and 2019. Only one, really. I haven't been doing tarot that long, so I'd say the Smith-Waite Centennial Edition in a tin, or maybe just a regular Rider-Waite Smith before that. I've only accumulated decks over the last 2 or 3 years, so I haven't been doing it that long. What has using the tarot taught you, 2010 to 2019? Well, the message that comes out over and over is the lesson of maintaining balance in one's life and not allowing circumstances to take you to extremes. It seems like whenever I have trouble and consult my cards over an issue, that's what keeps coming up. Look out for this. Don't go there. That's an extreme. Keep your life in balance and on track. Number 6, what decks are you anticipating 2020 and why? I'm not anticipating anything in the current offerings. I've been through a few catalogs and nothing's really jumping out. But I always look forward to the unexpected coming along, so we'll see what reveals itself. Lately, I seem to be finding more out-of-print decks that I wasn't aware of coming to my attention, and that can be a little dangerous for the pocketbook, but we'll see what happens. Number 7, the tarot card that stalked you in 2019 and why. I don't recall any particular card stalking me. Number 8, what tarot books did you read in 2019? Well, there were 3. The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Tarot by Johannes Zweibig and Evelyn Berger, which I find very helpful in dissecting all the symbolic elements depicted in the RWS system. And there were 2 other books on my Kindle, which I love to read books on my Kindle, especially in bed with the lights out, illuminated. First, the Marseille Tarot Revealed by Yoav Ben-Dov, and Rachel Pollack's Tarot Wisdom, which I'm currently still reading. I have been I hate to say, slogging along with that for a long time. It is a very good book, but I just am not getting through it as quickly as I might. I don't do a lot of reading. I'd rather read images than books, so I tend to procrastinate a bit. Number 9, what was a memorable reading of 2019? Omit names. I can't recall one. Number 10, share some of your tarot decks that have been long lost in your collection that you want to reconnect with. I collected too many too quickly, and I don't think any of the ones that I passed on to my trade or resell box are ones I feel drawn to reconnect with. Number 11, show us your favorite depiction of the High Priestess and why. Out of the 50 decks or so I have, I don't believe any of them have an iconic High Priestess card that jumps to mind, powerful enough for me to want to share it. But the High Priestess from the Everyday Witch Tarot is pretty good, so I'll show you that. You probably have all seen it before. I just like the sort of stereotypical image of consultation and various tools. Number 12, the divination tool outside tarot that you used most in 2019. That would probably be my John Waterhouse Oracle deck, but if we're not talking cards, then probably my dice set containing a 22-sided die and 4 14-sided ones corresponding to the major arcana and the 4 minor suits. But even when I use those pip dice, I mentally call to mind the RWS images for reading when I use them. Number 13, where would you like to be with your tarot practice in 10 years' time? That's too far ahead to think about. I don't really have what one might call a tarot practice. I read therapeutically for myself and hope that I continue to only use it when I feel I need guidance. But if I do need the guidance, I know it's there for me. Number 14, do you have tarot tattoos, art, home decor to share or want? No, while I do have tattoos and pondered the possibility of a particular tattoo from the Abandoned Oracle deck by Patrick Valenza, I decided to put that on hold and put in check those impulses. If there's one thing I learned about tattoos, they're scars that one chooses and they're forever. You need to be really sure that you want them before getting them, because you're going to have them for the rest of your life unless you go through removal process or something like that, which I don't really believe in. Number 15, what is your favorite pop culture tarot reader representation and why? I love the hilarious tarot episode from season 2 of the comedy Raising Hope, where the Martha Plimpton, mom, housewife, cleaning woman character who loves to give others advice witnesses a con artist reader raking in dough. So she decides to change her occupation and do both, rake in the dough and dole out advice by becoming a psychic and tarot reader, dispensing advice to gullible readers through her intuitively naive reading of card images, including her granddaughter's old maid deck. It's hilarious. She gives up her money-making scheme when her predictions come true with serious consequences. If you can find it, you gotta look at it. I actually had to buy a copy of the episode to stream just because it's so great. I had to have it. There's 2 episodes in that series I love. The other one is a satire on Alfred Hitchcock movies that's brilliant. I'm sorry that show went off the air. It was very funny. Number 16, paint, draw, collage your 2020 tarot card. Why have you chosen this card? Well, I'm not doing that, but I'll tell you, my card of the year, because of my birthday and this year date, is the Hanged Man. But if I were to choose one, it might be the Two of Pentacles, as it seems like I'm perpetually juggling a number of issues and hope that I get better at mastering that. Number 17, what celebrity would you read for and why? Oh, this was a tough one, but I'm just saying probably Rebel Wilson, because she looks like a lot of fun, and I think the dialogue with her would be as telling for me as it would for her. I think she'd have a lot of insight into card images that I could learn from too. 18, your choice for the best deck for meditation/journey work. It's too early to tell, but I'm delving into abstract modern art related decks like a Thoth deck with the titles and borders trimmed off, and the Intuity creative card deck. And I do spend a lot of time daydreaming over the 19th century images of the John Waterhouse Oracle deck. So these are all sort of art-related images that I sort of mull over and sort of zone out and daydream and try to interpret, meditate on, and see, what I think they might be able to reveal to me. Number 19, your choice for the best deck for ritual magic. I don't use decks for ritual or magic. Favorite depictions of the Lover's tarot card and why? The Lover's card's not one that I linger on. Number 21, your favorite 3-card tarot spread and why it's your favorite. Well, there's no particular name or spread that I use, but simply lay out 3 cards routinely with my self-focus on the center card, surrounded by influential factors on either side. Sometimes I read it as past, present, future. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the time frame, just what impacting factors or elements are surrounding the central or core issue. So I don't think that spread has a name. That's just what I do. I routinely do either single card, 3-card, or 5-card spreads. I don't do more than that. It just complicates matters too much if you have too many cards in the spread. If I want to read more, I'll address it with a different set of questions and do another short spread. It's much more direct, I think, than kind of beating around the bush with a huge elaborate spread. Number 22, your top 5 tarot decks of 2010 to 2019, your top Oracle 5 from 2010 to 2019, your top 5 tarot books 20 to 2019. I feel like we covered those already. Number 25, if you could meet any tarot creator, author, who and when? I would love to have met Pixie when she designed the RWS and ask her questions about how she arrived at some of the choices she made. 26, show us your tarot journal if you have one. I have a pocket tarot journal that I make observations in when meditating on cards or simple spreads. It's just a tiny little thing with a magnetic enclosure that I love and a little ribbon bookmark. There's not much to it. It's just, lined pages, and I'm not very far into it. I don't use it very often. When I get a new deck, sometimes I'll take it to the cafe with me and sit there and pull a card and just write my observations about the images in the card and what they mean to me, what they say to me. 27, what is the strangest place you read 2010 to 2019? And tell us about the reading. Excuse me. There's nothing strange about it, but I often read for myself at a corner table near a window of a favorite Greenwich Village cafe, either Le Pain Quotidien or Cafe Reggio. 28, ever turned someone from a tarot non-believer into a tarot enthusiast? Not yet, unless somebody out there is watching my channel and picked up on something. Number 29, your top 5 underrated tarot decks. There are only 3. I can't seem to turn enough people on to the RWS 2.0 tarot, which I swear by as the absolute best. It looks great, it feels great, it's easy to shuffle. The images just kind of make me drool, make my mouth drop, and I'm in awe. It's like an aura around the deck, and I'm in total joy when I handle and look at that deck, and I wish more of my friends would pick up on it. The second one is the White Witch Tarot, which I find the most cerebral and psychologically challenging. It's not for everybody, but I found a lot of stuff buried in those images, which are very eerie and deep. And the third is a rare and mysterious out-of-print beauty, the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot, which I've only acquired over the last month or two, and I haven't really worked with enough, but it is a beauty. I tend to be drawn towards decks that don't have labels on them and just images, and these are gorgeous images that I believe are from the 40s or 50s, but weren't released until the 60s or 70s, and it's pretty hard to find, but you can find it. It's a very delicate deck, very much in the RWS tradition, and the color palette is beautiful but very limited. I think it's only like 3 colors, possibly. It's kind of a black and white deck with certain elements highlighted in spot color. It's beautiful, though. It's the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot. I seem to be drawn more and more towards weird out-of-print decks that I didn't previously know about. That could be a dangerous trend for me. Number 30, what tarot card do you feel best represents you, art, meaning, vibe, and why? It will be a combination of the Hermit and the Magician, as I'm a very solitary seeker, and I'm pretty good with a variety of creative tools in various mediums. So I think both of those are archetypes that I relate pretty strongly with. Number 31, what are your tarot goals for 2020? I'd have to say to get through the year with some insight and accumulation of decks that I enjoy without impulse spending on too many decks that turn out to be passing fads for me. And so that wraps up my 31 days of Tarot 2020, and I don't know if you got anything out of it, but, there it is. See you next time.